Valmiki Ramayana, Bala Kanda, Book 1, Sarga 10, Canto 10, Rishia's ring invited. Again, O best of kings, give ear, my saving words attentive hear, and listen to the tale of old, by that illustrious Brahman told. Of famed Ikshwaku's line shall spring. 'Twas thus he spoke, a pious king, named Dasharatha, good and great, true to his word, and fortunate. He, with the Anga's mighty lord, shall ever live in sweet accord, and his a daughter fair shall be, Shanta of happy destiny. But Lomapad, the Angas chief, still pining in his childless grief, to Dasharatha thus shall say, Give me thy daughter, friend, I pray, thy Shanta of the tranquil mind, the noblest one of womankind. The father, swift to feel for woe, shall on his friend his child bestow, and he shall take her and depart to his own town with joyous heart. The maiden home in triumph led, to Risha's ring the king shall wed, and he with loving joy and pride shall take her for his honored bride, and Dasharatha to a rite that best of Brahmans shall invite, with supplicating prayer to celebrate the sacrifice, to win him sons and paradise. That he will fain prepare. From him, the Lord of men, at length, the boon he seeks shall gain, and see 4 sons of boundless strength his royal line maintain. Thus did the godlike saint of old the will of fate declare, and all that should befall unfold amid the sages there. O Prince supreme of men, go thou, consult thy holy guide, and win to aid thee in thy vow this Brahman to thy side. Sumantra's counsel, wise and good, King Dasharatha heard. Then by Vasishta's side he stood, and thus with him conferred. Sumantra counsels thus: Do thou, my priestly guide, the plan allow. Vasishta gave his glad consent, and forth the happy monarch went, with lords and servants on the road that led to Risha's ring's abode. Forests and rivers duly passed, he reached the distant town at last of Lomapad, the Angas king, and entered it with welcoming. On through the crowded streets he came, and radiant as the kindled flame, he saw within the monarch's house the hermit's son most glorious. There Lomapad, with joyful breast, to him all honor paid, for friendship for his royal guest his faithful bosom swayed. Thus entertained with utmost care, 7 days or 8 he tarried there, and then that best man thus broke his purpose to the king, and spoke. O King of men, mine ancient friend, thus Dasharatha prayed, Thy Shantas with her husband send, my sacrifice to aid. Said he who ruled the Angas ye, and his consent was won, and then at once he turned away to warn the hermit's son. He told him of their ties beyond, their old affection's faithful bond. This king, he said, from days of old, a well-beloved friend I hold. To me this pearl of dames he gave, from childless vow mine age to save. From childless woo mine age to save. The daughter the daughter whom he loved so much, moved by compassion's gentle touch. In him thy Shanta's father see, as I am even, so is he. For sons the childless monarch yearns, to thee alone for help he turns. Go thou, the sacred rite ordain, to win the sons he prays to gain. Go with thy wife, thy succor lend, and give his vows a blissful end. The hermit's son, with quick accord, obeyed the Anga's mighty lord, and with fair Shanta at his side to Dasharatha's city hied. Each king, with suppliant hands upheld, gazed on the other's face, and then, by mutual love impelled, met in a close embrace. Then Dasharatha's thoughtful care, before he parted thence, bade thirsty ah bade trusty servants homeward bear the glad intelligence. Let all the town be bright and gay, with burning incense sweet. Let banners wave and water lay the dust in every street. Glad were the citizens to learn the tidings of their Lord's return, and through the city every man obediently his task began. A fair and bright Ayodhya showed, as following his guest he rode through the full streets, where shell and drum proclaimed aloud the king was come, and all the people with delight kept gazing on their king, attended by that youth so bright, the glorious Rishi's ring. When to his home the king had brought the hermit's saintly son, he deemed that all his task was wrought, and all he prayed for won. The lords whom saw that stranger dame, so beautiful to view, rejoiced within their hearts and came, and paid her honor too. The Rishia's ring passed blissful days, graced like the king with love and praise, and shone in glorious light with her, sweet Shanta, for his minister, as Brahma's son Vashishta he, who wedded Saint Arundhati. Footnotes: Sons and paradise are intimately connected in Indian belief. A man desires above everything to have a son to perpetuate his race and to assist with sacrifices and funeral rites, to make him worthy to obtain a lofty seat in heaven, or to preserve that which he has already obtained. Goresio. Goresio, I find out, is an Italian dude that lived in 1800s, and he is the guy who actually translated from Sanskrit to, I guess, English. Italian dude. I guess. Italian dude translated Valmiki Ramayana from Sanskrit, I guess, to Italian, and then somebody from Italian to English. Who knows? Anyway, this is a beautiful Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, in 1800s British language. Rishia's ring invited. Ciao.